So it looks like the Dominaria Remastered spoilers have finally come to a conclusion, and I have to say, some players are going to learn a very, very hard lesson. What's up guys, Mattcaster Mage here. If you do enjoy my videos, please remember to hit that like button so this video does get shared into YouTube's algorithm. I wanted to talk about Dominaria Remastered today because it brought one thing to my attention that I think is very valuable for players to understand when it comes to reprints and how Wizards of the Coast, nothing is sacred with them anymore. And even before Magic 30th Anniversary Edition, there was a massive reprint problem in Magic the Gathering, and this product is seeing a lot of those issues. It's called Reprint Fatigue. When you see cards that were reprinted quite a few times in the last few years and you're already getting them again in another set. Before, a lot of players had expectations that certain cards that they might have are going to get reprinted when they get too expensive and we're due for like another modern master set, and then they kind of threw a couple wrenches in people's way by making other master sets like Eternal Masters, and then you had other sets come out like Legend sets, like Commander Legends, which is predominantly a reprint set. However, Baldur's Gate didn't really feel like that. Kind of felt like it was mostly an original set with some random cards thrown in there to justify the price point, but that's Baldur's Gate. Let's talk about that some other time. And now players have to deal with remastered sets, which is a whole new type of reprint product that Wizards of the Coast has made on top of Horizon sets, on top of the master sets, on top of the Legend sets, and some of these cards have been reprinted a lot in the past few years, and I'll talk about a few of them right now. Urza Lord High Artificer, which is probably one of the most expensive mythics that's going to be in this set, and it's already saw a few reprints in Modern Horizons 2, which is a set we got last year, and now it's going to be reprinted yet again in this set, Dominaria Remastered. And remember, Modern Horizons is a set that's only about 3.5 years old, so you've already seen this card get reprinted now, what, 3-4 times if you include the etched frame? And then you've got another heavy hitter in this set that's gonna probably demand a decent amount of value, but I don't know how long that value is gonna hold considering Force of Will has been reprinted over 5 times now. And the most recent printing before this was Double Masters, which is another set that came out in the past few years. And remember, Wizards of the Coast now, they don't just reprint one card, they reprint that same card with various types of borders and different artwork, so it really increases the supply of these cards on the market, which is really going to affect a lot of players' wallets if you were buying these cards at their single card prices. Kamal Fist of Krosa is another card that we just saw in the original Commander Legends, and that one is already being reprinted in Dominaria Remastered. Vampiric Tutor, yep, that's another card that saw a reprinting in Commander Legends as well. So I hope you didn't buy that card recently because the price is going to tank, because we know that Magic the Gathering now likes to reprint multiple versions of certain cards, like I said. So expect this card to have a massive amount of supply on the market. And you didn't think that I wasn't going to bring up Birds of Paradise, a card that we literally just got reprinted in the Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition in 2 different versions, the retro frame and the regular frame, I guess the more modern frame of Birds of Paradise, and we're getting that exact same card with the same artwork in that modern frame, with the real Magic the Gathering back nonetheless. As you can see, Magic the Gathering has a huge reprint problem, and it's becoming more apparent. Yes, you need cheap game pieces, sure, to play the game, but it's getting pretty ridiculous right now. At a certain point, I feel like they just need to really create more cards and just have certain cards that are going to be more accessible when it comes to reprints. Maybe cards that are going to be slowly onto another new reserve list later to help maintain the value of sets moving into the future, because I actually think the reserve list was a really good thing, and maybe some players will disagree with it, but I think ultimately in the end it's nice to buy a box of something and know that there's like 1 or 2 cards that are very, like, you know, kind of like chase in the set that are going to maintain the actual value of the box long term. Especially if you are someone who likes to collect booster boxes. It really sucks when you have a bunch of booster boxes that you've collected over the years because you enjoy the game, and then you look at the value on the secondary market for these boxes and you're like, man, they've barely went up, or they've even been going down, which does happen, especially with more recent products that Wizards of the Coast has released. The first time I really thought about the reprint problem was when I was collecting modern decks to go and play at my LGS. Then after a few bans and then a few reprints in modern master sets, I started to realize that the amount of money that I was putting into the hobby was starting to really affect me, not just financially, but I felt really frustrated when I would just buy a playset of something that is in modern for like $50 to $100, and then the next Masters set would have it reprinted. You can kind of sniff out what cards could be reprinted in a set based on how expensive a particular card has been on the secondary market. You know, if it's being played in a deck that's really popular at the moment, sometimes Wizards of the Coast will actually print a massive amount of cards from that modern deck to throw into a Masters set to help players get into the game. I know that's happened with Tron for Double Masters, for example. There was a ton of Tron pieces in that set, so it was a great and affordable way to get into Tron. But you know, of all the decks to get into, Tron, really? I mean, people hate playing against Tron, but I guess it's a pretty easy deck to pilot, and I guess that does make sense to a certain extent to be included. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about this down below in the comment section. Do you think Wizards of the Coast has a massive reprint problem? And I'm not just talking about Magic 30th and the reserve list. This is about the remastered sets, the modern master sets, the Horizon sets now, the Legend sets, and let's not forget, Secret Lair series. Yep, there are a lot of avenues for Wizards of the Coast to go when it comes to reprinting cards. That's something that you have to think about now more than ever as Wizards of the Coast enters this new era of Universes Beyond, and going above and beyond when it comes to reprinting cards that you may have just purchased at their all-time highs. So it's always something to think about. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, leave a like down below and let me know what are some cards that you've purchased on the secondary market before they've seen a reprint that really hurt you. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that down below in the description. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Use code Mattcaster for 5% off your order from Face to Face Games, Canada's largest Magic the Gathering store. Qualified orders get free shipping Canada-wide. Use our code anytime you shop at Face to Face Games to support the show and get the cards you need at a discount. Being a patron will help me produce more market movers and add to the funds that I will use for my random buys, and also to my coffee fund, because I drink a lot of coffee for these videos. And here you can see a link below in the description that will give you all the tiers and what you get in each tier. So I hope you guys click and think about joining. And with that, I'll see you next video. Think about supporting the channel in that way. If not, subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I will see you again in the next video.